Good morning, everyone. This is J. Rambabu, working as a contract lecturer in mechanical department. And my institute name is Government Polytechnic Vattepalli. My dealing subject is Advanced Workshop Technology. Coming to subject code 18M205C. This subject code is as per C18 curriculum. And today I would like to explain the topic is foundry, and from foundry subtopic is molding processes. So teaching aids, animation clips as well as images. Let us discuss. First thing is previous classes recap. In this previous class, we have learnt construction of patterns. First one is, in previous classes we have discussed about construction patterns, color codes, core, advantages and properties of core. Objective of this class and completion of this period would be able to know molding procedure to prepare mold for a given part, molding procedure to prepare mold for a given part, and various molding processes, molding procedure. So coming to molding procedure, the molding box consists of hope and drawbacks. Hope and drawbacks. The molding box consists of hope and drawbacks. We are already discussed in previous classes. What we have, what are the molding devices, and what are the components of molding boxes, and different tool holders. Okay, so in molding procedure, mainly we have two types of box are there. Molding box, what we are called hope box, and drag box. The pattern is kept inside the molding box on molding board. This is a thing. The pattern is kept inside the molding box. Inside the molding box on molding board. So already we have discussed what is the purpose of molding board, what are the purpose of molding box, types of molding boxes. Okay. Next, parting sand is dusted on pattern surfaces. Parting sand is dusted on pattern surfaces. Next, facing sand is poured up to a depth of 25 mm. Facing sand is poured up to a depth of 25 mm. So mainly parting sand is dusted on a pattern surfaces. So okay, after facing sand is poured, what we are prepared is type of sands, either green or synthetic sand. We have different types of sands are there, but facing sand, what we are called mainly facing sand is poured up to depth of 25 mm of molding box. Next, backing sand is filled. Backing sand is filled. After completion of first layer, we are fill the with facing sand, and completion of up to 25 mm of depth. After for the facing sand, Then after we can pour the backing sand is filled after the facing sand. So next step is after pouring the backing sand is filled. Next we are go for ramming is done. Ramming is done, and after completion of ramming, what we have any excess material, excess sand in the molding cavity, that excess sand is cut off with a strike of bars. Okay, this is a molding procedure. What again we'll discuss once again. The molding box consists of open dry box. The molding box consists of cope and drag box. The pattern is kept inside the molding box on molding board. Next one is potting sand is dusted on pattern surfaces. Potting sand is dusted on pattern surfaces. Next, facing sand is poured up to a depth of 25 mm. Okay. First, you can fill the pouring facing sand up to 25 mm of depth of the molding box. Uh, Molding box means it means drag box. Next, backing sound is filled. Next, after completion of backing sound, we'll go for ramming. After completion of ramming process, what we have any excess sand in that molding box, we can that excess sand is cut off with a strike of bar. Okay, we can removing that excess sand with help of strike of bar. So next, this is a molding procedure. Uh, Molding procedure. This is a molding board. What we have seen here. If you are observing here, this is a which is in based position. So it is we have two legs also. That is a molding board, and this is a pattern. Next one is a drag box. Okay. So this is a drag box. These are the screw pin, just uh, supporting pins. So it means it is usual for they cannot be disturbed. They safe their position. So that is the main purpose of that such pins. Next, coming to B figure. See here, this is a holding box, which is the bottom one. That is the molding board. So that is made of a wood. That is made of wood. Next, what we have some curved shape in the molding box. So that is a pattern. Which type of product, which shape of the product we are going to be producing, based on the size, based on the requirement, we can prepare the pattern. So okay, next coming to C figure. So that is uh, the total this totally they are filled with molding sands, molding sand. So coming to C figure, same here we have molding board, sorry molding board. Next we have two pins, that is locked for open draw box. They are supporting for the cannot be disturbed the place, so they can hold it tightly. So this remaining space they are filled with the sand. So this is a pattern. Coming to D figure, here we have two boxes are there, core box and draw box. Okay, uh, uh, which is the bottom position, that is the drawbacks. After see here, this diagram is there the molding board. On top of the molding board, we have kept the draw box. After draw box, on top of the draw box, we have kept the core box. Okay. So here, if you are observing here, here we have two boxes, core box and draw box. At the same time, we have 12 pins. That 12 pins that can support the that pop and draw box without disturbing their place. And you see here, same in D diagram, we have two vertical positions of some what we have called screw pin as well as riser pin. So also called runner and a riser. Okay. So here screw pin is there. It is also called runner. What is the main purpose of the runner is what we are going to be melt the molten material of the that required material metals. So initially we are converted into molten material. After completion of conversion of molten material, that molten material we are poured into the mold cavity. Okay, so with help of pattern, we can decide the required shape in the molding box. So we can prepare the small way to go that molten material into the pattern. Okay, so it is nothing but use of feeding the molten material into the pattern. Okay, coming to riser pin. So it is identify the main purpose of that riser pin is to identify the that mold cavity and pattern they are uh, filled with molten material or not. We can identify with help of a riser. Okay, after when we are pouring the molten material into the mold cavity, after completion of that completely filling with molten material, there what will happen, they are escaping that excess material, they are escaping from the riser. So when they are escaping from the riser, we can simply identify the that complete pattern will be filling with molten material or not. We can identify easily. So after completion of that filling, easily we can stop the material. In case if we are not providing that riser, then what will happen? We cannot identify. We cannot identify the they are filling filled or not. In case not filled completely, then what will happen? We cannot be get good surface finish of the object and accurate shape of the object. Okay. So that's why we are providing runner as well as a riser. Okay. Coming to view figure, here also same, and yeah, how we have here runner and riser. This is a complete diagram of that molding procedure. Uh, this is a screw, this is a riser, and this is a ingot. What we have called it is a gating system, and this is a molding cavity, and this is a screw base. This surface is called screw base, and this is a riser. Same, and the upper position box we are called is core box, and which is in down position with 12 pins. That space is called uh, draw box. Okay, core box and draw box. Two are there, and what we have in bottom position of that board. That board we are called it as molding board. Total core box and draw box, they are kept on a molding board. Okay. Once again, see clearly, and molding board and for draw box, and see here molding board as well as core box, and CC diagram. Here we have molding board as well as draw box, and pattern also is there. Next coming to D, here also same completely setup are there. A core box and draw box, and as well as with pins, at the same time screw pin and riser pin. So when we are already we are discussed what is the purpose of screw pin or runner, and also called riser pin. So once again, I will tell you what is the purpose of runner and riser, also called screw pin and riser pin. So screw pin is it is used for to pour the molten material through the screw pin only. So when we are pouring the molten material, they are passing through the gate to the mold cavity. They are filling into the mold cavity. After completion of that completely filled, when they are filled, then what will happen? That the excess material they are escaping through the riser. So what is the purpose of riser? They are filled completely or not, we can identify with help of riser itself only. Okay, that is the main thing, main purpose of runner and riser. So coming to the figure, same screw base, mold cavity, riser, screw, as well as gating system. Already we have discussed about gating system. What is the purpose of in gate? This is out gate. Molding procedure. So coming to molding procedure, first drag is turned over. Okay, first is drag is turned over. Hope is placed on drag. Hope is placed on drag. Potting sand is sprinkled over pattern. Screw and riser are placed in a position. Moulding sand is filled in the hope. Once again, moulding procedure. First, initially, drag is turned over. Drag box. What we are called as coke box and trap box. Drag is turned over. Cope is placed on drags. Cope is placed on drag, and parting sand is sprinkled over the pattern. And the screw pin and the riser are placed in positions. And moulding sand is filled with the cope. Moulding sand is filled with in the cope. Screw and riser are placed in a position, vertical position. So, moulding procedure, sand is rammed. Sand is rammed. Excess sand is removed. Sand is rammed after pouring the pour the moulding sand. We can ram that sand. What we are pour the moulding sand, either we have different types of sand. That is a different thing. But what we are poured the sand, that poured sand we can ramming the. What is the main purpose of ramming is to finish and to get the good surface finish of the object. In case if you are not rammed, then what will happen? Simply they cannot that hot due to the hot gases, simply their blowholes will be coming. So after ramming, we can excess sand is removed. In case if you have any excess sand on top of the coke box as well as dry box, that for excess sand we can removing with help of the strike of bar. Okay, excess sand is removed, and screw and riser pins are withdrawn. Screw and riser pins are withdrawn. After removing excess material from this coke box and dry box, after that again we can removing screw and riser pins with they are withdrawn from the molding box. Okay. Pop is lifted off and set aside. Okay. Pop is lifted off and set aside. Pattern is withdrawn from the drag. Pattern is withdrawn from the drag. Once again, molding procedure, sand is rammed, excess sand is removed, and screw and riser pins are withdrawn. A cope is lifted off and set aside. The pattern is withdrawn from drag. Molding procedure. Next, coming to molding procedure. Finally, hope and drop boxes clamped together. After pouring the molding sand, after ramming, procedure is completed. After completion of ramming, and finally cope and drop clamped together. Okay, and metal is melted separately in electric arc furnace. Metal is melted separately in electric arc furnace. So what we are going to be producing product, either copper or aluminum or different product, whatever it is, that product of raw material. Initially, we are converted into molten material after with help of electric arc furnace, and we have different types of furnaces also to produce the molten material. Okay, so that molten material metal is melted separately in electric arc furnace, and this molten metal is poured into the mold. Okay, after completion of the conversion into solid to liquid, so that molten material you can pour it into the mold. So after completion of that product, that procedure, when molten metal cools down, the mold is broken. Okay, when the molten material cools, the molten metal cools down, the mold is broken. After completion of the solidification, what we are pour the molten material, that molten material, they are again we are going to be solidifying that molten material. After completion of their solidification, we can break the molding box, not molding box, mold. Next, casting is separated. Casting is separated. What we have prepared with help of patterns, that casting is separated. After separating, uh, classification of molding boxes. Classification of Next, coming to classification of molding boxes. First one is according to the method used. According to the method used, bench molding, floor molding, and fit molding, machine molding. According to the method used, bench molding, floor molding, fit molding, machine molding. We have four types. First one is bench molding. Second one is floor. Third one is fit, and fourth one is machine molding. And classification of molding processes. Classification of molding processes. Green sand molding and dry sand molding, loam sand molding, cement bonded molding, ceramic molding, cell molding. These are the classification of molding processes according to the method. According to the method, bench molding, floor molding, fit molding, machine molding, and green sand molding, and dry sand molding, the loam molding, cemented bonded molding, ceramic molding, cell molding, green sand molding. Coming to green sand molding, we'll discuss about the green sand molding. Green sand molding. In this molding, moist sand with clay is used. Moist sand and with Clay is used for small and medium casting. It is mainly used for small and medium casting for green sand molding. Mainly it is used for small and medium casting. Drying of the mold is not necessary. Drying, drying of molding, drying of the mold is not necessary. And molten is poured immediately in green sand molding. After conversion of that molten material, you can pour it immediately. No need to wait and no need to do and different operations. Means, green refers to moist, not color of the sand. Green means that is referred to moisture, not color of sand. That is not color of sand. That is moisture, moisture percentage in the sand. Advantages, coming to advantages. Least expensive. Coming to advantages, least expensive. First one is least expensive, and second one is consume less time. Will take less time. Consume less time, and flask can be reused. Flask can be uh, reused, and less distortion problem, and less dangerous of hot tears. Less danger of hot tears. So very less danger of hot tears. So that is the advantages. Coming to advantages once again, least expensive. It is very less maintenance. It means less initial cost. Okay. Next, consume less time. It will take less time to manufacture the product, and flask can be reused. That is reused once. No need to dispose it, and less distortion problem. So that is also one of the advantages. Less danger of hot tears in green sand mold. Coming to disadvantages. Coming to disadvantages, sand control is critical. Coming to disadvantages, sand control is critical, and moisture in sand may cause defects. Moisture in sand may cause defects because when we have wet, simply then what will happen? When simply that will be disturb the pattern and prepared mold cavity. So when it is in dry, so that is a very strong when you are compared to what we have moisture. Okay. Surface finish is poor by green sand molding. Surface finish is poor. Very less finishing will be obtained when you are compared to other molding process, other sand molding processes. So in green sand molding, surface finish is very poor, and the mold lacks strength. And applications, when you are coming to applications for green sand molding, ferrous and non-ferrous alloys can be casted. It is useful for ferrous as well as non-ferrous alloys can be casted by using green sand molding, and used for small and medium casting, used for small and medium casting, dry sand molding. That is regarding green sand molding. Coming to dry sand molding, So synthetic sand is mixed with binder and water. Synthetic sand is mixed with binder and water, and synthetic sand does not contain clay. And mold prepared is baked in oven at 240 degrees temperature. Mold prepared is baked in oven at 240 degrees temperature, and mold becomes stronger. Mold becomes stronger and used for medium and large casting. Used for medium to large casting, and metals like cast iron and mild steel or cast in dry sand molding. So once again we'll discuss. Synthetic sand is mixed with binder and water. Synthetic sand is mixed with binder and water. Synthetic sand does not contain clay. Does not contain clay. Synthetic sand, it does not contain clay. And mold prepared is baked in oven at 240 degrees temperature. 240 degrees temperature, and mold becomes stronger. Mold becomes stronger. Used for medium to large casting. Metal like cast iron and mild steel or casted. Metals like cast iron and mild steels or cast by using dry sand mold. So that is for green sand molding. Ferrous and non-ferrous also we can cast in a green sand molding. Coming to dry sand molding, cast iron and mild steels are cast by when we are using dry sand molding process. So next, coming to advantages, and stronger than green sand molds, stronger than green sand molds, and defects are avoided due to the baking. Defects we can avoid by using breaking. That is also one of the advantage. And next, better surface finish. Better surface finish, and better surface finish. Coming to disadvantages, cost of production is high, cost of production is high, and slow production rate, slow production rate, and mold distortion, mold distortion, mold distortion, and susceptible to hot air, susceptible to hot ears, and not suitable for light and intricate parts. It is not suitable for small and light and intricate shapes. That is also one disadvantages. Susceptible of hot ears, not suitable for light and intricate parts. And coming to loam sand, loam sand. Loam sand, mold made with loam sand, mold made with loam sand, and a sweep pattern is used to prepare molds. Sweep pattern is used to prepare mold. It is rotated in loam sand to make molds, and mold is the right to provide strength. Mold is right to provide strength, and used for large casting of symmetrical shapes. Used for large casting of symmetrical shapes, and large cylindrical and paper mills are cast loam sand molding. Molds made with loam sand. Molds are made with loam sand. Sweep pattern is used to prepare the pattern, but we have three scope and drawbacks and dual, and it is rotated in loam sand to make molds. Mold is dry to provide strength, and used for large casting of symmetrical shapes, and the large cylindrical paper mills rolls are casted, and this is a loam sand molding. So see here diagram of that mold sand uh, molding. So what we have here in this figure, this is a loam. Okay, this is strip, and this is a fire bricks or referred to this. So advantages, large casting can be casted cheaply. Large casting can be casted cheaply, and symmetrical casting are made. Disadvantages, it is slow process and laborious. Skilled molder are required. Skilled molders are required. This is a summary. In this class, we have learned about molding procedure and types of molding process. And coming to pitch, once again, we will see overall of this topic. Coming to introduction, Babu. Recap. In previous classes, we have learned about construction of pattern, color codes, and codes and advantages and properties of code. These are the four factors we are discussing in previous class, and construction of pattern, color codes, and advantages and patterns and properties of codes. Coming to objective of this class, on completion of this period, we will be able to know molding procedure to prepare mold for a given part and various molding process and molding procedure. Coming to molding procedure, the molding box consists of hoop and trap, and the pattern is kept inside the molding box and molding board. This is the main thing. The molding box consists of two molding boxes, what we are called hoop and drug box. The pattern is kept inside the molding box and molding board. And next one is potting sand is dusted on pattern surfaces, and facing sand is poured up to a depth of 25 mm, and backing sand is filled, and ramming is done. Excess sand is cut off with a strike of bars. So molding procedure. Coming to molding procedure, pattern and drag and molding board, and this is a molding board, and this is a drag box. This is a pattern. Coming to figure B, see here, this is a molding sand. This is a pattern. This is a drag box. Okay. Coming to C, same, but it is just turned over. That's it. Same diagram, but we are turned the drag box. That's it. Nothing is different. Remaining is same. Okay. Pattern shape also same in here. Here their mouth is downward, getting down, but here is their position will be changed. Bottom is went to top, top is went to bottom. Just reverse. Coming to D figure, you see here we have two boxes are there, molding boxes, what we are called a cope and drop box. And in cope and drop box, we are provided screw pin as well as runner and the riser pin. Okay. So what is the main purpose of this two? Again, we will discuss. Already we are discussing in class, but once again we'll tell you uh, main purpose of the two pins. So runner pin, it means we will prepare each and everything. It means core box prepared and cope and draw box prepared after pattern and mold cavity, total completion of preparation of mold cavity. We are inserted into the cope box, so that runner and riser, and we can removing the runner and riser, and we prepare the gated way, gated in, gated out. Okay. So total preparation of that total system, we will take the raw material. That raw material we are converted into molten material. Okay, molten we are converted into molten material. After completion of converted into by itself of electric arc furnace. After conversion of that molten material, we are poured into the runner. But we need to know they are completely filled or we have any gap. How we can identify that situation? So that's why we are providing riser. That is that's why we are providing riser. So it means that when we are pouring the molten material through the runner, so they are passing through the runner with help of the gateway. They are entering into the mold cavity. After completion fill, after filled the mold cavity, that excess material they are passing through the riser, through the gate out, gated out, in gate and gate out, outer gate, out gate. Okay, through the gated way. So after they are, when they are coming from the riser, easily you can identify they are filled completely. After identify that system, we can removing, we can we can stop the pouring of molten material, pouring the molten material. So after pouring the molten material, again we are providing solidification system. It means they are providing cooling system, either natural or artificial cooling. So when you are providing that cooling system, then what will happen? They are converted into uh, they are converted into uh, solid solidification. Their molten system, they are getting solidified. So when they are getting solidified, then they are converted into product, finished product. After completion of that solid system, conversion into solidification, after complete getting solidification, you can removing and you can break up the mold cavity. Okay, break up the mold cavity. So molding procedure, also drag is turned over and cope is placed on drag, and parting sand is sprinkled over pattern. Next, a screw and riser are placed in a position. Previously, we are already told, and molding sand is filled in the cope. Next, sand is rammed. Next, excess sand is removed, and screw riser pin are drawn, and cope is lifted off and set aside. Pattern is withdrawn from drag. And molding procedure, finally cope and drag clamped together, and metal is melted separately in electric arc furnace. Okay, this molten material metal is poured into the mold, and when molten metal cool down, the mold is broken, and casting is separated. So coming to classification of molding processes, according to the method of used bench molding, pour molding, thick molding, machine molding, green sand molding, dry sand molding, loam molding, cemented bonded molding, ceramic molding, cell molding. Okay, coming to green sand molding. Coming to green sand molding, in this molding, moist sand with clay is used for small and medium casting. Drying of mold is not necessary, and molten is poured immediately. Green refers to moisture, not color of the sand. That is the main. So green means they are not refers to the color of the sand. That is refers to the moisture in the sand. Okay. Next advantage, coming to advantages, least expensive and consume less time. Flanks can be reused. Flanks can be reused. Less distortion problem. Less dangerous of RTS. And disadvantages, sand control is critical. Moisture is sand may cause defects. Okay. And surface finish is poor. Molding lack lack strength. Application, ferrous and non-ferrous also can be casted. Used for small and medium casting. And coming to dry sand molding, synthetic sand is mixed with binder and water. Synthetic sand does not contain clay. Mold prepared is backed in oven at 240 degrees temperature. Mold becomes stronger. Used for medium to large casting. Metals like cast iron and mild steel are cast. Coming to advantages, stronger than green sand molds. Defects are avoided due to baking, better surface finish. And coming to disadvantages, cast of production is high, slow production rate, mold distortion, susceptible to hot tears, not suitable for light and intricate parts. Coming to loam sand molding, mold made with loam sand. Sweep pattern is used to prepare mold. It is rotated in loam sand to make molds. Mold is tried to provide strength, used for large casting of symmetrical shapes. Large cylindrical paper mills rolls are casted, and loam sand. This is the diagram of loam sand. Coming to advantages, large casting can be casted cheaply. Symmetrical casting are made. Disadvantages, coming to disadvantages, it is a slow process and laborious. Skilled molder are required. Coming to summary, in this we have learnt molding procedures, types of molding process. Coming to quiz, screw is used for gate. Okay, this is important. And our top part of the molding box is called probe box, and which is bottom molding box is called drag box. Okay. Fit molding is used for size casting and large, that is suitable for large casting. Frequently asked question, explain the molding process and what are the various types of molding processes depending upon type molds materials. And coming to third question, what are the various types of molding processes depending upon method of molding? Thank you.